Wednesday, March 12th, we have lineups are out already. We got 3 games in Champions League. We'll start with Aston Villa Club Bruges, rotowire.com/soccer trial, 48-hour trial. You can get our cheat sheets. You can get a little bit of everything. Big one we want to do is the Arsenal one, but here we go. Aston Villa. We have Matty Cash gets to start at right back, Kanza and Mings at center back, and Ian Matson gets to start at left back for them. Ollie Watkins starting as expected. McGinn, Tielemans. Okay, it looks like I kind of thought this would happen. So Boubacar Kamara returns to the starting 11 for the first time in a while because of injury. So Kamara is a defensive midfielder next to Yuri Tielemans. McGinn playing a little more forward. And then Rashford going to be on one of the wings. Rodgers and Watkins there. And then here's the Club Bruges one. I'm not seeing any surprises here. De Kuiper and Sabe are the fullbacks. Yasari, Onyedika. Yeah, everything looks pretty similar. So Lees in the attack. Hans Vanaken is in there, of course. Talby and Jutgla. So no surprises with Club Bruges. Overall, not too many surprises. 3-1 lead for Aston Villa in their return home. Let's check out the Madrid derby here. If you have any questions about DraftKings, betting, anything, let me know. I'll try and get to them here. The Real Madrid one, as usual, comes out about 2 hours early, so we've had that one in. There's, I guess you could say Luka Modric starting is one of the maybe unknowns, the 50-50. He starts over Camavinga, so pretty much everyone as usual. Rudiger next to Asensio, Valverde playing right back again, like he has been. Bellingham is back from his suspension, so he's in the 11 instead of Brahim Diaz. Tchouameni, Modric a little deeper there. And then, of course, Rodrigo, Mbappe, Vinny. And here's Atletico. Here's what we got. Looks like Reynildo is getting the start instead of Javi Galan, which is unfortunate. I was looking at him in DFS. So Reynildo gets the start. I think he's a little more defensive than Javi Galan is. Marcos Llorente at right back. Looks like Clement Alenglet gets to start at center back. He had a bit of an issue. Same with Rodrigo de Paul. He starts in the midfield. Conor Gallagher actually starts. I'm not sure this is the correct formation here. Conor Gallagher at on the outside. I don't think that is correct. So we probably are looking at I don't know. We're gonna have to think about what this lineup is, and maybe Gallagher is playing on the wing. Maybe I'm mistaken about where Gallagher plays, but he is on the left wing. Let's see how many times he's done that this season. I guess he's done it a couple times. I guess it's not the same 4-4-2, but okay. Conor Gallagher is on the left wing. Simeone is on the right side. Griezmann and Alvarez are up top. Not too many surprises, but the main reason we were going to hold off on this show. And the main reason I wanted to do a show here because this Arsenal PSV situation, we didn't know it was going to happen. And yeah, holy cow, what do we got? We're listing Kieran Tierney. This is why we waited to do a show, folks. This is why we wait. We got to decipher this thing. We have to decipher this lineup. Okay, let's I'm gonna actually pull up their tweet so we can better decipher this, because I think that's going to tell us a little more than what UEFA is telling us in terms of this lineup. So let's see what they're saying here. So we got Ben White at right back. All right. Well, this graphic is also suggesting Kieran Tierney is in it. Actually, well, we're gonna have to double check some things here. Let's again, any questions, let me know. I'm going to now look at some prior lineups because this is pretty important here for betting purposes, for a lot of purposes. We got to look at their prior lineup to see where Mikel Merino was being listed. So here it is right here as my internet loads. We're going to try and get there. Marino was listed right here. Trossard on the wing. Nwaneri on the wing. Okay, so I guess Kieran Tierney is playing in a front three. So, okay, that's what we have here. Ben White is in. This is his first start in months. Not clear if he's ready to go 90. So he will probably be a sub option. QER, Gabriel starting. Lewis Skelly is in here. Lewis Skelly actually goes 90. His last start was the prior leg when he almost got sent off. Jorginho in here and Zinchenko, Rice. I mean, this is a pretty crazy lineup. So there's no Odegaard. You take away Odegaard, Zinchenko is kind of in like the Odegaard role, but what do we? So this midfield is Jorginho, Zinchenko, Rice. So okay, we'll say Jorginho and Zinchenko are in for Odegaard and Party. The possible subs, I think Sterling goes 90 here. I don't think Tierney can go 90. Is Marino going to go 90? So I mean, any of these guys could go out. So this is a pretty interesting situation here. So yeah, Tierney. I guess we need to talk set pieces here because we got a crazy lineup. I'm not even sure it's going to be possible. How many times has Tierney played this season? I guess Declan Rice obviously will be on some. And then who else? Who's going to be on the other side? Is Declan Rice? I guess Declan Rice, maybe just Declan Rice takes all of them. Because I think at one point last season, he did take all set pieces left and right. So it's probably what we're looking at. Again, I mean, Zinchenko and Tierney just haven't really played very much this season. So we're not going to get corner numbers from either of them. You probably have to dive into non-league action that we don't keep stats for. So maybe we could be looking at that, but I'm just completely ignoring the PSV lineup here. I guess Tierney could take. He is left-footed, and let me check Zinchenko's foot here. So technically, he's left-footed as well, so that's not very helpful. So it's basically 50-50, maybe Tierney and Zinchenko, or Zinchenko take left-sided set pieces there. A big change here, obviously, for Arsenal. What does this mean? I don't think Arsenal should be the biggest favorites on the slate. I don't think they should have an implied goal total of 2. I mean, Tierney and Zinchenko have barely played this season. QER has barely played the season. Ben White's been out forever. Sterling is terrible, if we're being honest. Their attacking line is Tierney, who isn't an attacker, with Marino, who isn't a forward. I mean, Jorginho is old. Zinchenko. I mean, okay, so that's what we're looking at with Arsenal. Let's see what we got with PSV. UEFA is listing Perisic as a central striker. I don't think that's correct. I think it's more likely Bakayoko starts centrally. Actually, I'm not really entirely sure about Zdroik here. I'm not sure who this Zdroik guy is. So let me this is we're doing well here. So Kuyab Zdroik gets to start. Moroccan. He's 22 years old. He's played 6 minutes in like the last 10 games. I'm not sure he started the season. I'm just going through his profile. So Zdroik, he last started August 12th in the second tier match. So not a lot of information here. He started on the left wing, so we're going to assume he actually is on the left wing. I just don't think Perisic plays centrally. I mean, he's not like the master crosser. I just feel like Bakayoko is more likely to play centrally here. Maybe someone else can correct that, but I mean PSG. This is a completely new back line here. Obispo and Nagalo. I don't think either one of them started in the first leg, so they changed up their entire back line for this. Or sorry, just their center backs. Babadi. This name does not look familiar either, so he's barely played. So they have 2 new center backs. They have Babadi in here. Zdroik, who's barely played all season for PSV. So your guess is as good as mine in terms of what's going to happen in this game. Yeah, Babadi, he's 19 years old. He's Dutch. He's played attacking. He's played deeper. So this is what we're dealing with here. All right. So yeah, Brandon, thanks for joining me. I'm not sure. This Arsenal lineup is pretty wild. got a few listeners. Any questions, let me know. But we're just trying to decipher what's actually going to happen in this match. So maybe, maybe it doesn't matter that these Arsenal guys are new. What I originally was just thinking, okay, it's just going to be, if Arsenal play their A squad, you think that okay, they're just dominate possession, be defensive. Let's get this game done with, kind of a thing. And that maybe if they rotate some, maybe that's an advantage to PSV. But now you throw in all these new guys, and I mean, if we're comparing new guys in these teams, like I'd say, like obviously we'll say Tierney, Zinchenko, Jorginho, Kiwi are better players than Drioish, Babadi, Obispo. Um, um, yeah, I mean, there's always a chance Ben White goes 90 minutes. Uh, Mikel Arteta talked about him yesterday and basically said he didn't start before this game because he wasn't ready. He was getting up his fitness levels. Here's the quote right here. I think we have to manage him very well because he was still having some issues to manage in terms of the load. We're very cautious of what to make sure that when he comes back, he can maintain the level so there's no setbacks. So that's the main reason here. I mean, he's barely played 20 minutes since he's returned from injury. I know he's been back for a month, and then you add in those quotes. Obviously, there's a chance he does go 90, but he hasn't played more than basically 15 minutes since November. So he had a knee injury, and Arteta already said he wasn't really 100%. So that's kind of why I don't think he's going to go 90. It's always possible. But I would say he's less fit than even the Zinchenko's, the Tierneys, even though those guys haven't really played much this season. I'd still say he's less fit just because he's coming back from injury. I'd say they just give Lewis Skelly as many minutes as possible. I assume Nwaneri comes in, probably give Martinelli some minutes towards the end as well. That's kind of my guess there. It's just hard to say because this is a completely new lineup. How fit are some of these guys? I think you just run out guys like, I mean, Tierney's been wanting minutes all season. Zinchenko's been wanting minutes, both in transfer rumors. I think those kind of guys kind of go 90. Then again, Tierney's playing on this left wing. Who knows what his situation is going to look like? Maybe Lewis Skelly subs off at halftime for Martinelli and Tierney moves back. We just don't know what's going to happen in the situation. So let's look at DraftKings here, since a lot of people here are for DraftKings purposes. So let's try and find this out. I'll take over the screen here. So, all right, starters are in over at DraftKings, and 3 of my guys who I had in my lineup are not in the lineup. So, man, I guess so. We're probably gonna get Perisic. I mean, maybe one of these 18-year-olds starts taking set pieces for PSV. We do not know for certain. So that is a problem in itself. But we'd say, okay, we'll probably get Perisic on set pieces. But again, there's no guarantees for any of this. Veerman and Noah Lang are on the bench. Drioish could take set pieces. We don't know really too much about him. I don't know. I don't think Bagayoko takes set pieces. So I guess maybe Perisic is still in play here. Bakayoko does take set pieces. So maybe Bakayoko takes some corners here. So it's kind of hard to say if Perisic actually is playing centrally. That kind of takes away some of his crossing value because he's a guy that just launches and crosses from the wing usually. If he's playing centrally, that's not going to happen. So that definitely is a bit worrisome. But, the forward list, we have all the Real Madrid guys up there. Ollie Watkins. I still kind of like Solis, but 8,400 is expensive. Griezmann's been terrible. Again, check out my article, rotowire.com. Soccer, it's up there. You got to be a subscriber to click on it, to look at it. It is on. Here we go. Here's the article. Wrote up some stuff. You got to be a subscriber, rotowire.com/soccer trial, 48-hour trial to get that. So check out that article. I'm going to probably be talking about 5 more minutes here. Yeah, Neolio here, Bakayoko and Sets. Look, I mean, seems like it. Bakayoko, at least a split of sets. So he is 5,900. I guess we basically, if you're looking to play Perisic, I'd probably rather just play Bakayoko now. Granted, Perisic, yeah, okay, Perisic is 5,700, so they're kind of the same price, 5,900. So I would prefer Bakayoko. I guess is what it comes down to. Uh, if granted, we don't know which one of these players is on the wing. It'd be more helpful if we knew who was just going to be launching it crosses from the wing. Could be either or. Maybe you just play both, and you're like this Arsenal midfield, this Arsenal team with Tierney in this weird position, Zinchenko in here with Jorginho in. Maybe this Arsenal team isn't just going to play like this isn't going to be a dominant 70% possession kind of a thing. That's kind of what my thoughts were coming in. So I kind of like those PSV guys still, even with some youngsters in there. Morgan Rogers, cheap, 6,300. If you want to play Raheem Sterling, go for it. He's just been bad. He's 4,800. So at that point, I'd almost rather play Jutkla. He is 4,600. Simeone 4,100. Not really looking there since he's not going 90 minutes. If you want to play the 22-year-old Driouche, he is 3,700. Hey, take a chance. Why not? Julian Alvarez 9,400 as well. Home against Real Madrid. Holy cow, this is the worst midfield I think I've ever seen for a classic slate. Declan Rice is 7,200. Is the most expensive midfielder. That's wild. I'm gonna say even with set pieces, don't play him. I don't. Are Arsenal going to push this game? Are they going to get 10? Are they going to get 10 corners? I don't really think so. Maybe there's a 10-point floor here from Rice. Is he even going to go 90 minutes? He's another guy who plays a ton, so maybe he only goes 45. I would not play Declan Rice. He's 7,200. I'm not sure I'd play Tielemans either with Aston Villa up 3-1. 6,800 is already a decent amount for Tielemans. Though, I mean, you could look at it like, okay, John McGinn is in here, so maybe Tielemans plays a little more forward than he has been. Jude Bellingham is pretty cheap, 6,400. I'd say a good tournament play. Then again, there's not a ton of cash plays per se. I guess you just look at Luka Modric and Luka Modric, plug Luka Modric in. He's 4,600. You can get set pieces. Maybe he only goes 70 minutes, but what else are you looking for here? In cash games, there's honestly no one I want to play. I'm sorry, I got nothing here. It's defensive midfielders and otherwise just a lot of tournament plays. Valverde 4,200, Marcos Llorente 4,400, Luis Skelly. Basically, all these midfielders who play as fullbacks are in this range. Conor Gallagher, is he going to be any good from the wing in this spot? Probably not. I think I wrote about Rodrigo de Paul. He's 5K. He's okay coming from this midfield role. Let's see what Gallagher has done this season. Hasn't really started much. His last 3 starts, he's gone 45. So actually, I'm not going to play him. Let's. I'm not going to play a guy who's gone 45 minutes in each of his last 3 starts. Take that one off the board for me. Sorry to Connor. But yeah, I mean, you got clear tournament routes with Bellingham, Marino. I guess that's kind of it. I don't know. Sorry about that. Defender, De Kuiper, 5,600. You really can play Mbappe and Vinny and then just play the max price at other positions and still have extra money. That's how crazy this slate is. On the verge of being a stupid lineup here. So De Kuiper, I like De Kuiper's 5,600 to split set pieces. Some of his numbers haven't been there, but you like the situation. Tierney is 3,900. Go all out. Zinchenko 4,400. Who cares? Play these guys. Play these Arsenal guys. It's not like they're going to get dominated here. One of them could have set pieces. They're playing against a team that also has some bench players on there. So, hey, do I have a favorite between Zinchenko and Tierney? Probably not. I'd say if Tierney has a chance of playing forward, play Tierney. I'm not going to play Matson at 4,100. I'm not going to play Gabriel. I'm not going to play Matty Cash. Sorry, Matty. Reynildo, Malacia. How many? This is just like the ugliest slate I've ever seen. So I'm not even going to talk more about it. Maybe go Malacia. What did Malacia do in the last game? He's 3,300. They're attacking. He had 8.64 points in the last game. Maybe you just go Malacia. You're like, hey, I don't even care about Manchester United, but this guy was supposed to be good at Manchester United, and then he wasn't. All right. All right. Which Arsenal goes 90 minutes for a clean sheet? I'd probably guess Kiwior and Gabriel, just as center backs, as just the real center backs. I'd just say giving minutes to Lewis Skelly. Let's give Lewis Skelly some minutes here in a big situation because he was benched after the ordeal in the last game. So maybe you give him a little more minutes there. I'd probably say Gabriel, Kiwior, Lewis Skelly, Ben White are most likely. And then I guess we got to talk about Zinchenko and Tierney, who are also listed as defenders. I'd say all those guys honestly are in play for 90 minutes. I think Sterling will go 90. I think Marino's going to get subbed. I think Declan Rice is going to get subbed. Okay, so there's two. So who else is going to get subbed? I mean, Tierney just hasn't really played much this season. I'll say Tierney gets subbed. So there's 3 subs. Maybe Gabriel gets subbed for Saliba, like 30 minutes left or something like that. Then Ben White. So let's say Gabriel, Ben White, Rice, Tierney, and Sterling. I'm just guessing here. It's kind of impossible here. But all right, James, we got a question. Could PSV be more like at 4-2-3-1 as Till as a false 9 rotating? I don't know if Till would be as much as a false 9, but yeah, I think the original lineup was Goose Teal in this attacking midfielder role, but I'm not sure how much it matters. Like he was in it last game. I looked at this beforehand. He was in this attacking role last game, and he finished with 0 DraftKings points. 0, nothing. He had an interception and a couple fouls committed. Yeah, I mean, he does play an attacking role. So if you want to look at it like that, if you want to look at it like, okay, there's an opportunity to play Goose Teal, I guess, but I'm not sure it's like, oh, okay, because he's in a more attacking role, I'd rather play him. I'd rather play Drew Ish for 3,800. I don't know. He's a young 22-year-old stud that who knows, probably wants to make a mark at the Emirates or something like that. I wouldn't be too keen on playing Goose Teal personally, but could the PSV? I guess we got 2 comments that were the same. Bakayoko is a midfield 3. Okay, yeah. Oh, all right. It really is the ugliest slate ever, halfway between a toss-up and a crapshoot. Okay, Noah Lang is actually out. He's not even in the squad, so maybe more time for. Let's pull up the PSV Twitter here to see what we're dealing with. Okay, Noah Lang is actually on the bench, so they actually have. So Veerman might come on for Goose Teal. Maybe Serginho Dest is probably going to come on as well. I'd say, honestly, maybe even the front 4 subs on. I'm not sure how long Baba D is going to go, but so like Veerman could come on for Teal. De Jong will come on for whoever. Lang will come on for the wing. Bachrakaterovic will come on as well. So I'm not. I'd probably say you're not getting 90 from any of these PSV guys. That's my guess. The top. I wouldn't say you get 90 from Teal, Driovic, Bakayoko, Perisic. If that's what you're looking for, I would say it's doubtful, unless they score 4 goals in the first half, and then they're going to play 90 or something like that. But that's all I got here. Thank you for everyone for listening. It's been the most difficult slate that I've had to talk about live, but we figure out lineups. So shouts to the 44 people listening. If you're listening live, please like this video. Helps a lot on the YouTube channel. Also subscribe, youtube.com/@RotoWireSoccer. Well, here's a cheat sheet for everyone. The odds have moved down on Arsenal since these lineups have come out. Their implied total was above 2 earlier this morning, I think right when my show started, actually. So that number's moving down. I'm not sure how much these have moved, but Atletico are these odds honestly are actually trying to figure out what these odds are. Atletico are favored, but they have a lower implied goal total. All right, so there's something wrong with our system. We'll end the show there. Thank you for watching this. Hit me up at Zdroik, at RotoWire Soccer. Also, if you're a subscriber, get into our Discord. All these conversations that I'm having right now with myself, we have them all with a bunch of people discussing slates, discussing MLS, discussing Liga MX as well. Rotowire.com/chat. So get into our Discord. Thanks for listening. Good luck on this crazy slate.